All right, welcome. This is week 6 of our test prep workshop. I'm Mrs. Tatum. I have Mrs. Lastly and Mrs. Burt here. If you are the parent of an elementary kiddo, or you are an elementary kiddo, you probably recognize Miss Burt. But me, Mrs. Tatum, I'm actually an 8th grade teacher, and Miss Lastly, we've been doing middle school and high school for the last several weeks. So welcome. We're glad you're here. We also have Marco, who is one of 2 in our tech department that is here to help answer questions once we get to that point. I'm sure you guys all have some burning questions that you'd like to ask him. And I believe that is it. I did ask originally about 5 minutes ago if there's anybody in here that would benefit from a translator for Spanish speaking families. If you could please let us know. We do have somebody here that could, but we also don't want to necessarily have her translating if nobody is in here and would benefit from it. So if you could let us know in the chat box, that would be great. And if not, I'm going to go ahead and move on. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. If Mrs. Lastly and Mrs. Burt would keep an eye on the chat box and participant information, I am just going to have my screen ready to share. So welcome. Like I said, today is week 6 of our test prep workshop. Testing is coming. It is April 12th through the 30th. We just want to kind of get things moving before it gets here, so you're ready. We do have spring break coming up as well, so we want to get this kind of done and get moving. So today we're talking about the secure browser. Again, I know that sometimes we talked about it last week in the middle school and high school, and we actually walked through a little bit of downloading it. But we wanted to kind of dig a little bit deeper this time, and hopefully if you don't have it downloaded already, we can get it downloaded for you today, hopefully with no hiccups. But if there are hiccups, we do have some very helpful people here to help. And then we're also going to have Q&A as well. So if you've already, maybe last week you tried to do it on your own. We had a lot of parents that said, I'm going to just do it on my own. Thank you for the information. If you had any problems with it last week and you want to ask those questions today, that would be the best thing to do, or go to your ST, but we are here today to help. Our mission and vision, we like to read these every week. Our mission is to inspire and develop innovative, creative, self-directed learners, one scholar at a time. And then our vision, which digs a little deeper into the mission, is that we want to create a collaborative virtual learning environment or community, inspiring our scholars to appreciate the ways in which the arts and sciences nurture a curiosity for lifelong learning and prepare scholars to take responsibility for their future successes. Today's agenda, we're going to be going through downloading the secure browser. We actually took out the video last minute, but for those of you that were here last week, we watched a quick video. It was on downloading on Windows, and so we felt like if you want to watch the video, there is a link we're going to give you today where you can find the video that's appropriate for your specific device. And then we'll go over some browser specifics, and then we're going to have Q&A. All right, so some browser specifics that I would actually like to share with you today. We're good, you guys can still see my screen. I clicked the link, okay, perfect. So we shared this, this document with you last week, and actually Marco, who is here, shared this with us initially. And so thank you, Marco, for giving this to us. This will give you a list for the different operating systems, the supported devices, and then the secure browser. So I want to make sure that you look on here. You're going to find out which device it is that you're going to be using for testing, and hopefully it's the one that you're on currently so that we can get it downloaded today. And if you keep scrolling, down here is where I think this is really the important part of it. And I actually didn't scroll all the way when I first got this document. So I was wondering, how is this helpful for me? I need a link. So there actually are links here provided for you for whatever device you're going to be using. I personally have a Mac, and mine was actually right in this range. It was a 10.15. And so when I actually tried to download the Mac OS 11, it didn't work because my computer hadn't done that update yet. And so I had to come back in, and it will tell you that it's not supported. And so I actually went right here and I clicked on this link here, and I actually was able to download the browser right here. So it was fairly easy to do. However, there have been some little things that pop up that keep you from doing it. So do we have the link for this in the chat box? Perfect, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next piece here, which is another link, the overview of secure browsers. This has actually been updated. I noticed it today because it didn't actually used to have the Mac OS, the 11, the Big Sur. It didn't have that before. And so I think we maybe complained enough that they were able to help us out and add it. So that link is perfect. It's going to take you to this web page. And if you can figure out whether you have a Windows, a Mac, or you're going to be using an iPad, you actually will click, and there's a video here for it. So we provided a video last week, but that was just for Windows. So it was this video, which is a really great visual. But if you have a Mac and you want to watch the video about Mac, you can do that here. So what you'll do is you have hopefully discovered what device you're using, and hopefully you're on it today. And then what we would like for you to do is to use the link that hopefully is in the chat box for this site, and please find the secure browser for whatever device it is, whether it's for Windows, Mac, or iPad. And if you can, I'm going to actually go back to my slides, but if you can, the next step is going to be something you need to do before you click that secure browser button and actually download it. It's actually the network diagnostic link, which is going to be another link put in the chat box. I'm so sorry to overload you with all these, but you'll have them. And this is kind of cool. It's going to check your bandwidth. It's going to do a little test on your bandwidth. And so for me, it actually tells me my operating system, which is kind of nice because some of you might be going, I don't even know what operating system I have. Some of the kiddos we've been working with are like, I don't know what it is. And so if you do this, this will actually help and let you know. So for me, I have a Mac OS X. My browser version is Chrome. And then I'm not sure what this means, secure browser false, but what I would like for you to do is you're going to click, I am a student who will be taking a test remotely, and you need to mark that you will be using your webcam. So that's something else that's important that we bring up, that when you're testing or your scholars are testing, you need to be able to have a camera because we need to be able to see you. So the tests are done remotely, and it will only be the teacher who's administering and you. I will see you, you will see me, but you will not see anybody else testing, and they won't see you testing. So the only camera usage happening is between you and the teacher, okay? Now we can see all of the other students, but they can't see you and you can't see them. So you will click yes, and then you're gonna click run test, and this will take just a second. And it should be all good because I've actually already downloaded the secure browser. And I did this last week, so. So it will tell you my download speed, which I don't know if Marco's in here, is that fast? I have no idea. My upload speed, I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's fine. And down here it'll say, given the current network conditions, your available bandwidth meets or exceeds the necessary requirements. And then it just says, please note the throughput estimates include the encryption, decryption, blah, 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 technology words. Okay, so the good thing is this is green and it says you're good. Okay, so that's the next step. So I'm gonna pause for just a second. Yes, no. Mrs. Lashley's giving me like the airplane flares. You can unmute, yeah? Nope. Hold on. Oh, because now you're a co-host. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. Oh, we can't admit these people. You haven't been able to admit them. I see. Okay, now I'm paying attention. I'm going to make you a co-host. Did that work? Hopefully, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Sorry about that. You haven't been able to talk or anything, and I haven't been looking at the chat. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Can I, oh yeah, we've got Marco as a co-host too, so he can hopefully unmute when he needs to. All right, well, here we go, moving on. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we have run the network diagnostics and we have added a new, actually, Mrs. Vert, if you want to, oh, you can't let them in because you're not a host either. I was gonna say, you can't see the participants, we can get them in quicker, but you're good? Okay. All right, so steps to downloading the secure browser. This is something we added just today because we found this and thought it was pretty helpful. What it is if we can get that link in the chat box, that would be great. This is a really cool step-by-step process. For Windows, we are going to show you the Mac as well on the next slide, but I wanted to just give you an idea of what it looks like. You will go to this link right here, and that's actually going to take you to a link that looked familiar before. It actually had all the browsers on the left-hand side, or all the devices on the left-hand side. And you're going to download the secure browser in the sidebar for a Mac or a Windows. And in this case, it's talking about Windows. So what I want to do is show you on this next slide right here, which looks a little crazy and I can't zoom. I'm going to actually go out of presentation mode and go to here so that you can see this. So this one on the left is the step-by-step process for Windows, and the one on the right is the step-by-step process for a Mac. And I know it might be a little crazy. I know, we're so sorry. We had a little bit of some difficulties with letting people into the waiting room. I apologize. We'd be happy to sit tight. We actually just dug into getting started with downloading the secure browser. So if you are just popping in, I've just gone over a couple of really good links that we will be happy to put in there as well. But like I said, the one on the left is for Windows, the one on the right is for a Mac. You will navigate to that link, which I don't know if we got that into the chat box or not. But you will just need to make sure you download the secure browser on the correct operating device. So if it's a Mac, if it's an iPad, or if it's a Windows. You'll follow the steps to download that. We will be giving you the link to this presentation, so you will be able to access all of these links, especially for those of you that popped in late. It looks like Mrs. Lashley has put in the doc for Windows and the one for Mac into the chat box, so please access the correct one. And if you guys can be doing that as we speak, that would be great, getting that secure browser downloaded. If you've already done that, please hang tight because we're going to open it up here in a minute for Q&A. I do want to go back to the slide before this and talk about a couple of things that we have noticed. Actually, Miss Lashley, if you don't mind popping on and talking a little bit about these incompatibilities, that would be great.
Yeah, for sure. I actually also wanted, and I apologize if noise pops up while I'm speaking. We have construction workers around our house, and it's in, so I'm hoping I got a little pocket right now. Something to note on that overview is that the overview also has translated resources. So if you understand Spanish or even another language, there's multiple languages there that if it would make it easier for you, if you're attending and you need that, you just have to scroll down and expand it. And it has all of the different resources translated into those other languages, which is really wonderful. And then also in terms of incompatibilities, again, Marco, if I say something incorrectly, please jump in and correct me, but there's some issues with Chromebooks if they haven't been purchased from our school. So if you got a Chromebook from, say, Best Buy or Costco or something like that, the Chromebooks are not compatible with the secure browser, and you'll need to ask your ST to request a computer from our school. Marco, is that correct, or is there any exception to that?
So it really all depends on if the Chromebook has pretty much an educational license within it. Sometimes they're already pre-installed if they got them from us. But the majority of issues that we've been having recently are because the computers or the Chromebooks were actually from ALC. ALC pretty much kind of gave out the incorrect Chromebooks / computers to scholars with us, and they're not compatible with a lot of things. So as you said, Brenda, thank you for telling them to reach out to their ST to let them know, hey, they need a computer, and we can definitely help them with that. They can either get a computer for just the testing or for the rest of the year. So definitely have them reach out to their ST, and then we can make sure that they get the proper equipment to take these tests.
And then the same thing, we wanted to point out that if you have the Mac OS 11 operating system on your Mac, so if you have a Mac and it's upgraded, you know, just not the normal automatic updates, there is a separate browser, and I think Ms. Tatum actually kind of pointed that out on that list of browsers. There's a separate one specifically for the OS 11 operating system. It's on that other one, Ms. Tatum, with the list of browsers. Or maybe, oh no, you're right. They had that new spot there where it says Big Sur.
Yeah, that's what, so right here, it used to just say browser for Windows, Mac, and iPad, but they've added in the secure browser for the 11 Plus, also known as Big Sur.
Yeah.
Can I put this in the chat? Sure.
Yeah, so that's an important distinction because if you go to the main little site for downloading the secure browser, it only shows the browser that's compatible up to, I think it was a 10.15 operating system. So it's actually a completely separate download for the OS 11. And then iPads. Now, I wanted to talk specifically about iPads. If your scholar is using a tablet, it's going to be really difficult. First of all, just think it through, because it sounds great in theory, but without a keyboard, that keyboard pops up and it covers half of the tablet, so half of the screen. It's going to make the test just really laborious. So highly, highly, highly recommend that you use, have your scholar use a computer. And then in addition to that, the iPad specifically, the secure browser is not supported below the 12.4 update. And again, I'm not speaking Mac very well. Marco is probably cringing and he could correct how I'm saying it, but I think you get the point.
So this is kind of the time where we do a little pulse check, which is what I call when I check on my kiddos and go, okay, how are you doing? You're very quiet. What's going on? So for those of you that are here, and for those of you that I apologize had to come in a little late because of our little difficulties, how are things going? Are you able to download the secure browser? I know my own personal experience, I did the Mac 10.15, I believe, the other day with a scholar. I was doing it on my computer so that I could administer the LPAC, and it worked wonderfully. With that said, we know there will be bumps in the road. We know that there will be hiccups. We know that you'll get somewhere and go, what's going on? How come it's not working? So what we would like for you to do is make sure it's downloaded, but then also when you double click on it, a lot of people, when they're going in to do testing, or what we've been doing is LPAC testing recently, they can't do anything. They can't go any further because there's other things open. So please know that on the day of testing, when you do access that secure browser, just like Chrome and just like Firefox and just like Safari, that's what it's going to look like, is a little icon on your computer. You cannot have anything else running because we don't want the kids opening any other tabs to Google search an answer, to do whatever it is that they may do. It has to be open by itself. And it can't even, you can't even have, I think I was testing somebody the day and she had like clocks and alarms on or something, and she didn't even know she had that on. And so we had to go in and figure out where it was and close it all down. So yes. Did we get that answered? I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So pulse check, where are we? Are we okay? If you could just tell me in the chat box that, I got it, it's worked, it's downloaded, thank you so much, or it's not working, I don't know what I'm doing, I need help. Because this is kind of where we're at in our workshop, is the Q&A session. So
Ms. Tatum,
let me know. Yes, go ahead.
there's a question in the chat box. Is there sorry again about the noise. Is there a preference on Macs? I'm not totally understanding the question. Do you mind? You're totally welcome. Are they able to jump on mic or no?
Yes, if we ask them to unmute, I can unmute. So
Hi.
there we go.
I'm just curious, for Mac users, is there a specific browser you think would be more compatible, i.e. Chrome versus Safari versus Firefox?
Okay, so I may have confused you when I started saying Chrome and Firefox. It's actually its own special little secure browser, and it actually has like a C and an A, and it's blue and green. It's like a little, it looks like a globe to me from far away, but if you squint your eyes, it looks, but so what I mean by that is when you look on your desktop and it is on there, actually.
I was just going to say, do you have it on your computer?
I was thinking I do. My desktop is a disaster, but I'm happy to share my entire screen for the sake of this. So if you look right here, it looks blue and green. It has a little state of California. You guys see that on my screen? Okay. Yes. This little booger right here. So it will say CA secure browser. So I have, Chrome and Safari down here and other things, but this will download onto your desktop and it will show. Does that make sense? Was that a little bit better of a visual? So to answer your question, it's not within Chrome or within Firefox or within, it's its own secure separate browser. I hope that answered.
Yeah, the better way of putting it too is Jen's right on the money with it. It's not really a browser itself. It's really an application. They just call it a browser because of what is all within it. So yeah, but it's its own separate thing. So you would download it from whatever browser you have. We would recommend Chrome because we are a Google school. But when you go ahead and download that, it'll set itself on your applications folder, and then from there you can transfer it over. It may already jump onto your desktop on your Mac, but that's all it is. It's its own separate browser.
So that was a good way to put it. Mine went right onto my desktop. I was able to see it right away. So yours may not, but it'll go, there's an opportunity to drag it into your applications. I didn't do that. So that may be why it went onto my desktop. I wanted to have it out on my desktop. There was another question, Hoda Haymore, should we have the browser downloaded on a secondary computer? We downloaded it on the computer from the school, but are not able to download it on our Mac because it's giving you an error. So this would be a good time to ask maybe Marco about that error.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know if let's see, let me unmute if you want to go ahead and use your mic to maybe explain.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So I downloaded it, and then when I tried to install it, it said I'm trying to do it again, so I'll tell you exactly what it says.
And I'm so sorry to cut you off. What you can do to make sure you get the proper one, if you're on your Mac, what you can do is on the very top left, there's a little apple there. You can go ahead and click on that little apple, and then from there, it'll drop down and give you a few options. You can go ahead and click on About This Mac. And what it'll do here is it'll
Marco,
tell you.
sorry to interrupt. Yeah. She's on a computer from the school, so it's not going to be.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it is actually on my Mac. The one from the school, I was able to download it, but it's a Windows computer.
So which one will you be using for testing, I guess, will be?
Well, the Windows computer is the one that she uses for like everything she has school-wise. I'm just wondering if I need it on my Mac just in case
something was to happen
with that computer.
Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, I accidentally muted myself. If you feel like you need it on the Mac as well, I mean, go for it just in case. But if you feel it's comfortable enough to where there shouldn't be any issues with the Windows, definitely just use that. But with the Mac, there's two different browsers that they have now. There's the one from, I think it's 10.11 to 10.15, and then there's the one for 11. Depending on which browser you or which version of OS X you have, you would need the correct browser. So that's what I was saying. When you go to the top and you hit about this Mac, it'll show you exactly which browser or which OS X you're currently on. And then you would just need to go from there and get which one is the correct one for you.
Yeah, so I downloaded the one for 11, which is the version that I have.
Okay, perfect.
But when I try to actually open it and install it, it says, it's just loading in. It says your computer has spaces enabled.
Mhm.
This feature must be disabled before you can log in. Please ask your test administrator for help. But
Yeah.
I don't know what Spaces is.
So Spaces is like a little application. Jen, you could probably answer this a little bit better than I
It did it for
can.
me too. Yeah. I just went and closed everything down.
Oh, okay.
I went like crazy on the control quit mode and I quit everything and I tried it again and it opened up perfectly. So you've probably just got something open. And like I said before, and it's hard to remember this because you're frustrated and you're like, I just want to download it. If there's anything else open on your computer, because it thinks that you're going into this very secure browser, you're getting ready to take a test. We don't need you opening any other calculators or devices or, search engines or whatever. So it's stopping you because it's a secure browser and it's saying you can't go any further because you can't have anything else open. So like I said, I just went through, I found everything that was open on the bottom, like on a Mac, it'll show it's like with a white dot. I just control quit or control Q and I just quit everything out and I shut everything down, which was really a bummer because I had like 50 tabs open, but I was able to reopen those later. If you go to your history, you can actually open them back up, but just close everything down and it should be fine. I don't know if she's still on there. Her mic may have gone away. I'm hoping that we were able to help you and hopefully it works for you, or maybe let us know if you've had it done before.
Okay, perfect. I'll try that. Thank you.
Perfect. So Caitlin says we've downloaded it. Awesome.
And if you want to, you can always send a ticket in to us at compasscharters.org/support. And we can definitely help you out with that as well. I do know that Macs have been pretty cool about doing the CAASPP testing. They actually have a profile you can actually download out within your computer. And with that profile, what it does is it pretty much kind of locks down everything on the computer itself. So when you do open that browser up, it goes straight to it and you're able to take the browser, or your scholar's able to take the test. So with that profile, what it does is it pretty much allows you to then download that the CAASPP browser, and you can go ahead and open it as soon as that profile is installed on your computer or on your Mac. So if you have any questions about that, definitely go ahead. What I'll do is I'll post in here how you can send in tickets to us.
Yeah, that's probably helpful.
Perfect.
Yeah, of course.
I would suggest, I'm a Mac snob and I'm proud of it. I'll stand on the top of a mountain and tell you all about it. But I would suggest having it on your Mac just in case, because you don't want to get to testing day and your kiddo's trying to test and can't get it to work and the computer does something wonky. I trust a Mac. I'm a Mac snob. So I would have it on both just to cover your bases. It doesn't hurt to have it. You can always remove it later. So that would be my guess. But yes, also like Marco said in the chat box, compasscharters.org/support, you can actually send in a ticket and our tech department can reach out to you and help you. It looks like Rhett has downloaded it. Awesome. Joy came in late, need help. Did we help Joy? Need help? Can you email me the link to the presentation? I still need to try to download. Oh, here are the steps for Mac. Thank you, Mrs. Lastly. Step for Windows.
Joy, did you see that in the chat box? Was that what you were needing, or
I think she wants the whole presentation.
Yeah, we will definitely share the whole presentation as well.
Perfect. Any other questions that we have that are hot and burning right now so that Marco can help us? Oops. Don't know why it's scrolled like that.
And then also just FYI, that website here, the Compass Charter/support for the help desk tickets, that's for anything and everything. So even after the testing, if let's say you have an issue with your School Pathways account, you can definitely let us know by going to that email address. Sorry to jump in there on that, but I just want to let people know it's not just for testing, it's for everything.
Yeah, perfect. So not just for the secure browser and testing, but for anything. So that's good to know. If you think of any questions, please let us know. We're not quite done yet. I have one more slide here with some resources that we've been trying to give out every week. Some parent resources about the CAASPP test with some resources on that link. Also, We did the making sure the devices are ready for testing. That link was provided in the chat box. If you need that, we can give it to you, but it is on the slides that we're going to be giving to you as well. A lot of good resources, a lot of good links. You might be saying, this is too much information, I can't take it all in, I'm just going to look at the presentation later. Please do that. Take the time to do it on your own. There's the CAS Starting Smarter link. This is for both parents and scholars. And then there's some practice and training tests, which we have gone over in the last couple of workshops. We've been kind of hitting some of those practice tests and training tests. And then Typetastic is a free subscription for typing practice. Reach out to your STs as well. A reminder, perfect, Naomi, thank you. So reminder that there is no test prep workshop next week because we are hopefully you will be hearing from your ST with some information regarding maybe some practice happening in some learning labs or some connection meetings next week from your STs. So be on the lookout for information coming from them. And at this point, if you leave here today and you're still lost and you still don't understand or have questions, please reach out to your ST, which is your supervising teacher, and ask them those questions. And if they can't answer them, they will probably come to us and we will help to answer those questions. So if you don't have any more questions or concerns or need any help at all, thank you for coming. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you being here. This is a huge step that you're taking in your kiddos' education to get them prepared. And we appreciate it. Just downloaded it, awesome. So it sounds like we've got some success. But if you don't have any questions, you are free to go and log out. Have a wonderful afternoon. But if you still have questions or concerns, you can totally stick around and put those in the chat box. And I'm happy to help you unmute you if you want to ask it.
I also shared the presentation in the chat box and I added, Ms. Tatum, if you would refresh your slides, I actually added the link for everybody to copy the presentation. It's on that resources slide. So when you click on this link, it'll bring up a page that doesn't look like it's supposed to look. Maybe Ms. Tatum could click on that and just show you what that looks like. It's going to force you to make a copy, and this is your own copy. So you can actually make any notes you need to make, whatever, you can keep it in your own files. So it'll be yours to keep.
Perfect. Let's see, would have been really helpful to be able to save chat box so we could easily find all the links. So all the links are in the presentation. So if at least when you leave here, you at least leave with one thing and you leave with the link, which Mrs. Lastly put in there back at 3:34 in the chat box. If you can just copy that, go ahead and it'll take you to this page right here that you see, make a copy, and all of those links are yours. So every single link that we provided to you today is on that presentation, and it's most likely going to be.
Ms. Tatum, I think I need to change the permissions on it. Hang on, I'm doing that right now. It says anyone can view. I'm not sure why it's not letting them, but.
So while you're doing that, this page right here is the one where we got most of our links. So you'll be able to do the running the network diagnostic test here. The link is there for that. The link to find the Mac and the Windows and the iPad browsers, you can do that there. The steps to downloading the browser are here as well. So all of the links that you really need are right here, and they're within this presentation and right here on this one as well. Okay, so that link is in the chat box. I think Mrs. Lastly's working on, Angela says hers is working fine. And Charlotte said she refreshed it and it worked fine. And Charlotte, the other Charlotte says, I can see it now. So I think, okay. Perfect. Good. And to Tanya, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. She said, good, I was totally lost. Okay, so everybody's good. We have the presentation link, hopefully, and people are logging in and making copies. And Manuel and Elizabeth refreshed and it worked. So good. Perfect. Thank you guys again for today. Oh, I'm on a Mac, Big Sur. I downloaded and clicked it and saw the spaces error, but now don't see an icon. What is it called so I can search where it went? I think I don't know what it's called. I'm looking, just California CA Secure Browser, maybe.
Marco, do you mind stepping in real quick? What was that regarding the spaces?
What you can do is if it's not on your desktop, you can click on the Finder, which is on the bottom left with this little smiley face that you can see on Jen's screen. From there, you can click on your applications folder. And then from there, you can actually see it within your applications. It should be listed as CA Secure Browser.
I'm not being able to copy links, only click on them. So when you click on them, they'll open up and then you can copy those links if you need them, but they're live. So we make them accessible. You should be, if you can't highlight them, you should be able to at least click on them and it takes you right to that page, that website or that link. Do I need to do anything other than download the browser? Thank you, Julie. That's a great question. So you want to download the browser, double click on it and make sure that everything's closed and it opens up nicely for you. And at that point, you've done it. You have overcome a huge feat that a lot of people can't get through. So if you have it on your computer, you know where it is, put it on your desktop. And then on testing day, that is when that will be needed and it'll be accessible to you. But I would just recommend double clicking on it and opening it to make sure that, and then try closing everything down so that you can see what it looks like when it's ready to open. But once you've done that, that's it. You should be golden until test day.
And you won't need a password. So what's going to happen is you're going to hear from your SST, said to Tanya, in that case, it's me, because you belong to me. And we're going to, each of the STs are going to share SSIDs. Oh, I'm so sorry. Each of the STs are going to share SSIDs with their families because they have to be either shared through text or like private messaging. So yeah, so we're all going to be sending those out to you.
Drennan asked about the spaces. So I think like we said before, it's just that you've got something open, some kind of application is open. And so on my Mac, I think I went along the bottom and I control Q, I control quit everything, and just made sure that all my applications were closed. Marco, I don't know if there's another place, if you can go to like the Apple and then go in and like make sure everything's quit, but I usually just kind of force quit everything or quit everything. And
yeah, the way you explain it is really good. I mean, they can also go into, they can click on the top Apple. From there, go system preferences, and I believe it within mission control, there's areas there that deal with like spaces. I believe if you uncheck everything, it should not have those things pop up. But it really all depends on what is open and what is not. Like how Jen said, the easiest way to make sure nothing is open is you can always restart your computer. And then from there, open up that browser, and then you should be off to the races.
Marco, would it help if I shared my desktop again and showed?
Yeah, if you like to.
Apple and stuff. Okay, let me just do that real quick, just for. Here we go. So if you go up to the Apple right here, right?
Yep. System preferences. And there should be an area called mission control, I'm pretty sure. Well, it may be a little bit different now since, oh, there it is right there. Mission control on the very top row, the fourth one.
Excuse me while I get really close to my computer. Okay, right here?
Yes. So see right here, automatically rearrange spaces when switching, display, have separated spaces. If you were to unclick those, I believe it should not deal with spaces anymore.
Okay.
So you could definitely check that out as well to help you.
Okay, yeah, I just to give you a visual, I go down here and I see that I have Chrome open and Zoom and Spotify, and I control Q all those. And that was able to close off that. And then I actually ended up closing all of my Google Chrome windows, all my tabs, every window that was open, I closed all those as well, and it seemed to work. So hopefully that will help for H. Trevon, hopefully. So if you can try that and just let your ST know if you get off today and you try it and it still doesn't work, please send them an email and ask, because that secure browser is your ticket to testing. If we can't get that secure browser downloaded successfully, we really need to find a workaround or submit a ticket or get it going, because that's how you test. So any other questions or concerns? Should I have downloaded the profile first prior to download the browser? So Marco, I don't know about the profile. I don't know if it's something I did when I did it and didn't know, but if you can
Yeah.
answer that or help.
Jen, if you want to share your screen, I can kind of show them where
Sure.
to see certain things. When you download that profile, for me, what I ended up doing, I was helping somebody out and I ended up removing the browser and then trying with the profile. So what you can do is if you go on the very top left, Jen, for the Apple again, and then system preferences, I'm pretty sure it should show it within yours. Yeah, see, so if you go on the bottom right, there's something that says profiles. It has a little check mark. Perfect there. So what ends up happening is that profile will end up going there. You would just need to make sure it's installed. You can go in there, and from here, what ends up happening is it won't do anything. It'll just say it's installed. And then from there, download that browser, and then you should be able to open it, and then you're good to go from there.
So if it was here, she would see it.
Yes, she would see it, and it would ask her to, I believe, install or not do anything or remove or something like that.
Okay.
And you would just want it to be set to install.
Okay. Hopefully that helps. So should have downloaded the profile.
If you're still Drennan, looks like Drennan is still having an issue. Drennan, you may need to also, where that mission controls area is for spaces, there's little hotkeys that are underneath of there. You may need to get rid of those hotkeys as well. Like it's certain buttons certain button combinations will do certain things. You would need to make sure that's undone. I believe if you click on them, you may be able to set it to nothing and then just go from there. I'm pretty sure that should take care of that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Drennan, did you do the Mac 10.15 or the 11? Not that it
Also
matters.
make sure you have the correct one too.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to do the 11 because I thought my computer was automatically updated and it actually told me, no, you need this one. Okay, so you did the 10.15. And are you getting the secure browser onto your desktop and then trying to open it and it says access denied because of the spaces thing? Like the browser's downloaded, but you just can't get into it? Sure, yes, I apologize. We have to mute everybody just in case of Zoom bombers. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the help. It's actually, I was trying to change it. It's Paulina. This is my son's profile for some reason. Yeah, we're at mission control. What did we do, Brent?
We unchecked all the boxes.
We unchecked all the boxes.
The secure browser is on our desktop. It just keeps going to the spaces.
Yeah,
It restricts us from the spaces because of the space.
Something is still open, Marco? Is that the case? That something?
It could very well be that something is still open. Have you guys tried? I'm sorry?
We restarted the computer also.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Have you guys tried doing the profile download by chance?
No, I have not downloaded that yet.
Okay. Why don't we try to go ahead and delete the browser and then try adding that profile?
Okay.
And then from there, re-download the browser.
Okay, so profile first and then the browser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you get to that part for the browser, for the profile, just make sure you open that up and you make sure it's installed. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to say you've installed this. It's pretty much just going to let you go on with your day. So from there, then download the browser, and then after you download the browser, you should be able to open it and then go from there.
Okay, thank you for the help.
Yes, and like I said, again, if you guys do need help, compasscharters.org/support. Click on submit a help desk ticket, and we can definitely help you out. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry for calling you Drennan.
It's my fault. I'm on a different computer. I just left it.
My son logs into his Zooms and it says Jennifer Tatum, and his teacher's like, who? So that's mine.
Well, the funny thing is my last name is also Tatum. So when I keep hearing Tatum, I'm like, are they talking to me?
It's a great name. It's a great name. Okay, so Trevon, so in system preferences / profiles, it says common assessment application settings. Is that the test browser? I don't know, maybe I should look on mine and see if that. Let me look.
And while you're doing that, Julie, I want to make sure that you're taken care of. Yeah, the browser is called Secure Test. It says, I think it says CAASPP. Let me look real quick on my desktop. I have to find my desktop. I'm closing out like that was funny. My desktop got lost.
So when I go to system, yeah, I was going to say it should say Cal like CA,
Yeah.
California Secure Browser. So I don't know why they're seeing common
Oh,
assessment.
there it is. It says CA and then Secure Browser. And it's a little circle that's green and blue, and it has CA on it.
The reason I ask, it says the author of this profile is unknown and the profile cannot be removed without entering an admin password. Is that a school computer? No, okay, let me unmute you and maybe Marco can step in because I think I'm not understanding. Go ahead.
I'm going to share my screen too real quick, Jen, and just show
Hi.
what that looks like.
Hi, yeah.
So maybe I did this in the wrong order, but I had downloaded for the Mac Big Sur. I just downloaded the browser first, and I clicked through, and I could get it, and I saw the spaces error. But then when I went to go find it on my computer to access it again, I couldn't find it. So I don't, and I can go look. But then
Was the thing that you were looking at that it was saying it was? I'm not too sure exactly what it was, but is that on the top right? And it's like something that it was the downloader, the DMG or something.
I'm not. So what I had wrote in the chat box is, so after I couldn't find it, I went back to download the profile, and that's what's in the system preferences profile. I have a comment. Are you sure you want to install the device profile common assessment application settings?
Yes. So that is, I believe, just the name of the profile.
Okay, great. It's perfect. I'll do that, and if I have any more problems, I'll be in touch.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
good to
good.
know that that's what to look for. Great. Okay, go ahead, Brenda. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just letting Julie know, and anybody else, just say, I know Jen already shared her screen, and my desktop's even worse, but if you look on the top in the middle there, the secure browser is right there.
And Brenda, when you, oh, never mind, because you have stuff open. I was going to say we could open it and show it, but
No,
now that we have all this-
it's the same browser that we did last week.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know, Ms. Tatum, if you can see the private chats. I'm not sure what you can see on your end, so I apologize if you were able to see
No,
that.
I actually couldn't because I'm
Oh,
just, I'm a co-host, or I am the host, but maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how that works. Anyway.
I did see the one from Julie. Is that what you were addressing?
Yeah.
Screenshot in there? Okay. Yes. Okay. Any other questions? These are really good questions, you guys. And the good thing is this is a recording. And so for those that couldn't make it and you asking these really wonderful questions, they'll be able to hear these and we can hopefully help some other people as well. So my understanding hopefully is that everybody that came in today either downloaded it already or was successful in downloading it today or plans to download it soon and hopefully has no problems, hopefully. I'm interested to know if it works for you.
Julie, I just put my email in there. You feel free to send me a screenshot and I can follow up with you so that I want to make sure I don't want to leave you hanging.
Yeah.
The screenshot just didn't work in the chat box. I don't know why, but if you send me a screenshot to my email, that'll work. It's really easy.
Oh, I can see the screenshot. And it says,
I can't see it. What does hers look
yeah,
like?
so this is actually great. This is what I kind of wanted to look at. So when you, I'm going to stop your screen share, Brenda.
Yeah, please do. She said hers looks different from the one I just showed.
So this is when you open up that secure browser, this is what we should see, right? For the kiddos? Or is it,
Let me look.
I mean, it's the sign in.
Yeah, it should be. I just haven't, I want to see it because the web browser looks like that too. I want to make sure they're in the right place. I'm opening it.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
that's exactly what it looks like.
So this is good. I'm glad you put this. I was able to download the picture and then I had to click on it again. So this is perfect. So the day of testing, those of you saying, well, I've already downloaded, what do I do now? This is what it should look like when you're able to get in with no issues. And on testing day, you will have your first name here. And then you will be receiving your SSID, which I believe you can find somewhere. We had a staff member tell us as a parent that you can find your SSID somewhere, but you will be given it by your ST and you will put that in. And then the day of testing, they will actually give you a test session ID and then you will be putting that here as well. So for those of you that ever been to in-person training or testing, they gave you a little paper that had your ID on there and you kept it next to you so you didn't lose it. This is the equivalent to that. We will be probably texting you or calling to give you your SSID. And then on the testing day, you will get your session ID for that test and you'll sign in and then you'll be picking the test according, or it'll have the test according to your grade level here. So this is a perfect image of what it should look like once you open it successfully. So thank you for sharing that, Julie, that screenshot. It's perfect. Watching the video to download it, perfect. Joy is still trying to download, access denied. We'll try again, or we'll listen to the presentation again. I think you answered this question. Thank you for the help. Awesome, Drennan, not Drennan, Mrs. Tatum. I can call you Mrs. Tatum. I'm Mrs. Tatum too, but thank you. I'm so glad that worked and you were successful. So that's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and let Marco slip out. He's a busy man being part of our tech department. So if you guys don't have any other questions, he's gonna go ahead and pop out. Thank you, Marco, for helping. I'm glad you came.
Yeah, no problem. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Thanks so much, Marco.
Of course, no problem. Bye.
Perfect. And if there's no other questions, you guys are free to log out. Thank you. I'm hoping it's successful for most of you or all of you.
Tanya, I'll shoot you a call after this and I'll probably need about 5 minutes and then I'll call you.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your good questions. We'll see you later. You're welcome.